developable lot.
There's still quite
but
a
they
few
wouldn't
in
be
the
required.
city, yeah.
You can see this one would be required because there's missing something here directly adjacent. Over here, you wouldn't be required. So it's kind of just extending and, again, connecting improvements. Again, I can't give you a number on that because it just depends on where we have it and how many parcels are adjacent to that. But you can see that there'll be many that are affected. There'll be others that are not.
Okay, thank you.
So.
Any other questions, council?
So next steps will be, we'll write the language, run it through planning commission, and it will come back through city council. So it'll take a little bit to work through that, but that will be the process.
Sounds like, I think we'll want to see that go forward. You had some red marked up on the previous, what were those sites where red is on the previous map? I just had a,
Are you saying here?
yeah, those up, that, there's, I see,
Get into specifics?
yeah, why is that in red there?
Oh, that's someone that we prepared a bond for that did not proceed forward with their building permit.
Oh, okay,
Now, they may come back and do that. They just have not proceeded from that point.
okay. I just
Maybe
wanted
those
to-
people could be informed of a new
Sure. And I,
ordinance.
it'll be available. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, we don't need to get into the specific details of everybody that's required or requested one, but that's kind of the idea. We just wanted to kind of show you. The other thing is that you can see how spread out these are, and so, you know, we're not getting a million of these things that we're actually getting connected sidewalks throughout the city, and it's not gonna be the solution to getting curb gutter and sidewalk into downtown. It might get a few, and it, you know, over the next 20 years, over the past 12 years, we've got a total of about 40 out of the 1,000 that are unimproved. So there is a percentage there, right? But it's a pretty small percentage. So we're gonna have to think in the future, if that's the value of the city, how do we get
Yeah.
those improvements in throughout the city? Do we get special assessment areas or other ways?
You know, I like when we go through to do a road. And I don't know if this could be something that we could consider, but if we're gonna go in and we're gonna do a road, I like giving the citizens that opportunity.
Special improvement district.
Well,
that already.
we do that.
We did
Well,
that already, Diane.
Let me,
So we don't
On
have,
9th South and 1100 North, we were doing those road projects. We went to the property owners and said, we're doing this large project. If you would like curb gutter and sidewalk in front of your home, the city will upfront the costs, and then they're responsible to pay us back over time.
yeah.
So we
But
already
was
do
it-
that.
it was still a question of if you would like to?
It
Well,
was not required of them.
it wasn't required, but it's because they're ultimately responsible for the cost, the property owner is. But it's when either one of those triggering events happens, and it was us triggering, not them. And so it was more of, hey, we're doing this. If you ever develop or do an addition or whatever in the future, you'll have to pay for it yourself at that time. So this is a benefit to you. We're gonna upfront the costs and then you pay us back over time.
let me clarify something that has to be clear here. We chose on 900 South, there were 3, 4, or 5 on the north side of the road that didn't have improvements. We talked directly to them because it made sense to try to get a connected sidewalk, curb gutter and sidewalk on the north side of the road. The south side of the road made no sense at all. Just because there isn't any curb gutter and sidewalk on the south side of the road. There's a ditch there that would have to be piped. There's other circumstances. When we chose to do that, we agreed to extend all of the pavement to the lip of gutter, and they only paid for curb gutter and sidewalk in front of their house. There's a cost to make that option open, and it's the same thing on 1100 North. There's 3 or 4 that were missing, so it made sense. It would not have made sense for us to go on the south side and spend $350,000 was the estimate to put in curb gutter and sidewalk on the south side of 1100 North between 5th East and, I can't remember the road that comes up there right before the canal. We would have had to spend $350,000. So I don't think the approach is let's offer it to everyone. If they want to put it in while we're doing a project, we'll do it. I think what makes sense is where we're missing pieces, or if we can make sense of it, that we can offer that to those that make sense. It's going to be I don't know if that's controversial or not, but we can't offer it to everybody because we don't have funding even close to what it would cost to actually do all of the improvements on every road for everybody that wanted to do it. We can only pick those few and that makes sense to try to get it connected.
So that'll be a little more targeted as we move forward as opposed to.
Both of those projects, even on Third East, all of those projects, we've looked at it and said, okay, how can we make this a little bit better with the budget that we have? And we've added those in that we can with that agreement, but we can't open it up to everybody because then we would never have the budget to do all of that.
Okay.
So
Okay,
we do appreciate getting in as much as we can. That does help us in a lot of situations.
okay, thank you, Marty. With that, we'll now move on, and we'll start over here with Cherry on our director's reports and what's going on at the library. Oh, would you like to?
They want a
I
picture.
want a picture, Mayor, sorry.
Oh, you want a
Forgot
picture?
one thing. We would like a picture with you and with us.
Get up there, Mayor. With the shirt, right? With the shirt?
I'll actually hold the chocolate up in the back.
Sorry. You realized that when we went out the door.
Do you want the dais as the background here?
Sherry, did you just get back? Sherry?
Tyler's our official picture taker guy. If somebody would like to do.
And then if you're on the dais, unless you want to be in the picture. You might want to stand up and move to the side.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I'm Eric Jensen.
Oh, you can stay till we can finish up about 8 o'clock tonight if you'd like.
It only gets funner.
It always gets more interesting as the night goes on. Okay, Sherry?
Okay, I just thought I'd tell you about a program we've got this week on Thursday at 4 p.m. So it's an after-school program for elementary kids. Curiositology. Try saying that 5 times fast. It's a hands-on exploration of the ologies. So kids can learn about biology, paleontology, ecology, herpetology, and more. So if you've got a budding scientist in your family, this will be a fun program for them.
Oh, fun. Thursday at 4.
Yes, and also the PG Players are having tryouts this week, so for you thespians who want. Oh, they've already given her a part, huh?
Okay, thank you. Tyler?
We just had last weekend a really cool event. It was a daddy-daughter date night, and so a bunch of dads brought their daughters down to the rec center and just had a great time doing crafts, dancing with them, and so it was a really good event that was put on by Vanessa. And
What was the age group?
it could have been, to be honest, I don't know what that. I think it was up to 12 or something like
Well,
that. So
I could bring my 44-year-old daughter with me.
you
then.
could have. It would have been a great time out there, Mayor. And we just want to thank you guys for the employee recognition. It was a really awesome event. Especially Charlene Trineman was one of just that moment when everyone stood up for her when she was coming up. It was a great moment for her and for us as the recreation center. So thank you for taking that time. And Miriam's still learning how to smoke on the Traeger. She has no idea what that means. So, but she's working through it.
my
so.
way.
Yeah. So if you got some classes, we'll send her. But
The pit master.
thank you so much. It was an awesome event. Appreciate it.
Well, it was interesting. I don't think we've had such a group like that in your gymnasium there in that double gym. So that's a first and have many more to come. It was really a great facility there. Worked out well.
Yeah.
Did you get much bad? I know several people came up to the door and then turned around and went away.
We didn't get much. There was a couple that said we could have posted it a few more places, but we put it on our door, on our website, and we did our best we could there, but there wasn't much repercussion there. So
Director Giles, Dion.
Well, we finished Christmas lights, so they're down for the year, well, until October. starting spring cleanup, so.
Okay.
Dion, did we figure out the lights on the buildings?
They're to be here next week.
Okay. I noticed we were struggling a few days ago. So, okay, let me know if I can help. Okay.
Chief Thomas. It's just Chief likes playing with the lights over
Yeah,
there, so
yeah.
I wish I knew how to work them. As you heard, Lieutenant Mara Hawes passed away over the weekend after about a year-long battle with cancer. And his funeral is Monday. And Mayor, I respectfully request that you order the flags on city buildings to be flown at half-staff on that day. Thanks.
where's his funeral gonna be at?
It's at Grove Crest Stake Center, and then his
Okay, Grove
interment
Crest.
will be in
Yeah, the
Orem.
Grove-
And
Okay,
it's Monday at 11.
Monday at 11. Viewing on Sunday night. Is that what they're gonna do?
I'm sorry.
A viewing, are they having a?
No, that morning, on Monday morning, before the
that
funeral
morning.
will be the viewing.
An interment, it's gonna be in Pleasant Grove?
No,
In Orem?
At
Oh, okay.
Orem Cemetery, up on the hill.
Okay. Chief Roberts.
Not a lot, couple of things. A couple of our guys served a search warrant in Viewpoint over the week, and they were able to get a large amount, a couple pounds of marijuana out of there. We served a warrant in Tuscany neighborhood, and we were able to get a couple of pounds of marijuana out of there. The residents were using it to make dab. If you don't know what that is, they cook the THC out of the marijuana into a tar form, and it's very high potency, so it's pretty dangerous cook. It's dangerous to have in a neighborhood. Had a burglary at Blade HQ. Had a bunch of Benchmade high-end knives stolen out of there. One of our detectives were able to find them on the internet being for sale, so we set up a date and time to meet them to buy them, and was able to do a buy rip on them and get those back for the business, which was good. And a couple DUIs, just business as usual.
So you got them back?
We got them back,
Rest
yeah.
of the rest of the
Yeah.
work.
Okay. Daniel, do you have anything?
We just, this afternoon, we finished a rap sheet. Haven't had a chance to haven't had a time to send it to you guys, but we'll work on it tonight. So you guys will have the report of active projects on your emails tonight.
Okay.
So I'll make sure I'll send that today. Okay?
Okay. Marty, do you have anything?
Just projects going on. Our filter project's well underway, scheduled to be completed by April 15th, so we've only got a couple of months here to be done. Just to kind of give you a heads up, it's anticipated that there will be about a 2-week closure of Battle Creek during the construction of the structure up Battle Creek Canyon. We've worked that out with the Forest Service. It likely will be mid-March, and we'll kind of let you know more information as that comes out, when specifically it is. It'll be posted at the trailhead, it'll be blocked off, and they'll need to make sure that they don't have anybody coming down. It's just because what the box is and the depth, they have to put it in, it'll close off the trail to be able to do that. So about 2 week of closure, just to give you a heads up on that. And
Okay.
we'll give you at least a couple weeks' notice before the contractor's ready to do that. They're waiting for the screens to be delivered and before we can get the timing on that. Working on a number of other projects that we're hoping to bring and get approved on March 31st that we're getting bid out. And so we've got a busy construction season coming up and getting all ready to go on all those designs. So things are looking positive that way. So we'll keep moving forward with what we got. So.
Okay. We'll skip up to Kyler here. Have you got anything for us this evening? And Denise, did you had a bond meeting today? So it's all official now?
Yep, so we actually closed on the filtration project. So we got $1 million from the state, so we closed on that today, so.
Yeah.
Which is good, yeah. So, thank goodness for those at 1%.
Anything else for us? Okay, Christine, do you have anything for us this evening?
Well, I've been busy working on Marty's stuff and on the dispatch agreements, proposed agreements.
Okay. Well, Scott, we'll turn the time to you and to go over our agenda this evening,
Okay?
too.
Before we do that, can we just talk about our future meeting schedules so we're
Yeah.
all on the same page here? I sent an email on Friday, just letting you know that things are a little unique with what we need to do in March and April for our meetings. We do need to have a meeting the first week of March. We have a timeliness issue that we need to have addressed. And March 3rd is Super Tuesday, and our building's going to be, our room here will be used for elections that evening. So we are asking to move the meeting to either March 2nd, which is a Monday, or March 4th, which is a Wednesday. And I believe the feedback I got was, Mayor, did you say Monday works best for you? And I think Sid was in the same boat.
Monday's the best. So, council, what?
Did you ask for feedback? Did we not answer yet? Sorry.
Well, I got one from Eric and Sid, and then I talked to the mayor about it today.
Either one works for me.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Either
with
one
it.
works for me
So-
too.
Whatever's easier for you, Scott.
Monday?
Brent, would that Monday work for you?
Monday's fine.
Okay, so I'll send out an email tomorrow, just kind of,
At 5, 6?
I think 6 o'clock. Whether we have a work session or not will depend on if there's some items that come up, but right now we just know of one item we need to have for sure. So that will be our, we'll hold that meeting at that time. We'll have our regularly scheduled meeting on the 17th, which is the third Tuesday. We are also requesting that we meet on March 31st, which is the fifth Tuesday in March. But because spring break is the next week, we're not planning on holding a meeting over spring break. So March 31st, we do have some items we need to get in front of you that can't wait until April.
Okay, so not city council meeting on the 17th.
Yes, on March
Yes, on the
7th, March 17th, yes, that's right.
But then for April, got it.
So March 31st, yeah, and I'll send you an email. I'll send you an email
No, that makes
tomorrow,
sense.
just,
I want to make sure that I got it on my calendar.
yeah.
Mrs. Williams is gonna want to know.
Yeah, yes.
So,
So spring break week, April 7th, our normal meeting would be on that Tuesday. We will cancel that meeting. We will meet on April 14th, which is the second Tuesday. Because the following Tuesday is the Tuesday before the Utah League meetings down in St. George, and so we're going to cancel that meeting. So in the month of April.
Yes, on April 14th.
So yes, on April 14th, that will be the only meeting that we're going to have in April. So we'll have 3 meetings in March, 1 in April, and then on May 5th, that first Tuesday, we'll be back on our first and third Tuesday schedule. So again, I'll send out an email just clarifying all this, but I wanted to particularly make sure that Monday, March 2nd was going to work for this group for that meeting.
Okay, we good?
it's great.
Okay, for our meeting tonight, we have items 10A and B are the same project. It's a two-lot final subdivision plat. These are 2 lots that are just to the south of the Holiday Oil. So if you remember, we used to have a different real estate group that was trying to develop it. They asked that we could remove the median. We told them that you could remove the median if you were to guarantee 10,000 square feet of retail. There is now a new person that owns the property, and they are willing to do the same agreement. They are asking for the median to be removed, but they are saying that they will be doing the 10,000 square feet of retail. So item 10A is to approve the subdivision, 10B is to approve the site plan. So you'll see the site plan tonight on how that development is going to look, and they'll be here to talk about maybe what their plans are. I don't know if they'll give you any names, but they'll tell you what their plans are. Item 10C and D are on the other side, so this is north of, right on the bend of the Hyatt House Hotel, same side of the road. There's some area there for a couple restaurants to go, well, a couple pads. They're going to do a subdivision plat to create 2 lots with that area. And then there's going to be a site plan approval for the corner lot, I believe. Is that right? Which is a restaurant that will be coming in. And so we'll go over that. So that's what 10C and D are those two developments, that development. Item E is, we own property just to the north of Stonegate, so up on 2600 North, that we purchased years ago for storm drainage. There is a portion of that property that we don't necessarily need for storm drainage, and we've had some of the neighbors approach us, namely Stonegate and the Fryer family, who has property that's adjacent to that, that would like to use it for their animals, and Stonegate has a little bit of a different vision what they want to do, but it kind of animal grazing and that type of thing. So we've met with them. We've determined that that would be fine to sell them that property. So tonight would be the approval of declaring the property surplus and then approving the sales agreement when it comes to that. And then item 10F is a couple items that we need to declare surplus, a couple trailers that the police department own, with the intent of taking that and getting another trailer in replacement of these two trailers that better meets their needs. And then we also have our street sweeper from 2006 that would declare surplus. That's all we have tonight, so nothing too crazy. Any questions?
Well, other than, we will have a closed session for,
I think Tina and I talked, I don't know.
we
We
don't
probably,
need to have that now?
well, probably not, because we're meeting with our attorney tomorrow regarding the road fee, and then also we're meeting with the league tomorrow. So we'd probably prefer we have those meetings first. There's really nothing new to tell you. I think you're pretty much all up to date on what the ruling was and the ramifications of what's going on. So Tina and I were just talking before the meeting, saying, you know what?
Let's wait till we have more.
Yeah, let's wait till we actually have something of substance to really let you know, tell you, or start maybe seeking direction on in regards to that lawsuit. So, so probably not as far as a open session tonight.
Okay. Anything else for Scott?
That's it. We do have the drill team and the cheer team and the wrestling team all coming in at 6. This room will get pretty full, I believe.
Sounds like we ought to invite more teams.
Our recommendation is that we take care of that before we do open session, so that we can, so they don't have to sit here for part of our meeting. We can just have them recognized and they can take off. So that's our.
Okay, council, do you have anything else for work session this evening? If not, I'd like to request a motion to adjourn until 6 o'clock. We have a motion by Councilmember Jensen. Second by Councilmember Bullock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.